Hi guys, welcome back, and bit of a discussion video this time more than a update video. There is one update to my collection, which is down here at the back. My Thundercracker arrived, so yeah, very happy with this shelf. Very happy. Finished off the Season 1 Seekers, all looking very good. Not really enough for a full video, so I thought I'd have a bit of a discussion about the direction Masterpiece has taken, where it came from and sort of where it's going. My thoughts on the line at the moment, the aesthetic of the line and different releases. Yeah, so I just thought I'd have a quick chat, and I'd invite everyone to make some comments. I'd really like to know what other people think as well. So please comment. I encourage you to do so, and because I have my own views, they're not always consistent. I do chop and change a bit, which I'm sure a few people do, but yeah, I'm interested to find out what other people think, if they share my thoughts, if they completely disagree, what the go is. You have to excuse the light. I'm a bit time poor at the moment, so I'm doing this in the evening, so I've got the light on the camera on because the lighting in this corner isn't fantastic for making a video during the evening. So what I'll start with is just the aesthetic changes of Masterpiece. Obviously, to start with, we had these licensed vehicles, very accurate vehicles, the likes of Sideswipe and Prowl. These guys, the vehicles were the main. To me, it seems that the accuracy was mainly for the vehicles, and obviously they're fully licensed. They made compromises in the robot mode, so they didn't look exactly like the cartoon. Obviously, we're using silver for faces and weapons and things like that, but I was very happy with the compromises. I thought they were fantastic. Same with the Seekers. You know, the jets look just like F-15s. Okay, they're not licensed, but they look just like F-15s to me. And there was a couple of compromises in the robot mode, but that still looks like a pretty good Starscream, Skywarp, and Thundercracker to me. So there were compromises, but they were understandable and worth it. The licensed vehicles are what really drew me into Masterpiece. The first one I got was Prowl. It's the Hasbro Prowl, and then I got Sideswipe there and Blue Streak, and it was the licensed vehicles that really got me in it. And then obviously Bumblebee came out, again licensed, and Ironhide licensed, but something I'll talk about a bit later, missing some of the details. So the thing that really got me into it is obviously they're adult collectibles. They're for grown-ups, for children who grew up with watching the G1 cartoon, for adult children. So that's what really drew me into it. And obviously just the detail and how complex they were, and how fantastic the transformations were. To me, the ideal in a perfect world, and I realise there's always going to be compromises, but in a perfect world, for me, the perfect Masterpiece Transformer would be a cartoon accurate robot mode and a real world accurate car mode. Obviously, in the cartoon, they drew them all to be the real vehicles: the Lamborghini Countaches, the Volkswagen Beetles, the Lancia Stratoses. You know, you could pick all the vehicles. Obviously, because the toys were made of to represent real vehicles. I keep tossing and turning. I keep flipping on what I prefer more: the silver faces like Prowl, or the grey faces like Bumblebee here and Ironhide. And what I've noticed, so they've obviously shifted from silver to grey, because in the cartoon we only had grey. They couldn't draw silver, which is why Megatron's grey. However, Sunstreaker, I've noticed, and I'm far from professional with my camera setup, so you probably, if you don't own it, hopefully you can get some sort of idea of what I'm talking about. But his face is grey, but it has a sheen to it, has a bit of a metallic sheen, and I think that is perfect. I think it's better than, say, Ratchet and Ironhide and Bumblebee's face, who are just a flat grey, from what I can see. So there's been 3 different ways they've done it, and I think this Sunstreaker is my favourite. So we go from just silver to flat grey to sort of like a grey with a sheen to it, and I really like that. However, what I dislike is, although he's a licensed Lamborghini, there's nothing on him. Like, he doesn't have the badge. He's got the badge moulded on the little flap in front of his feet, Sunstreaker, but doesn't actually have the badge on him. And I kind of think, well, if you're going to go to the trouble of licensing it and having it as an actual licensed Lamborghini product, why not put the badge on it? Why get a license if you're not going to follow through and put the badge on? So the first ones that came out, like Sideswipe here has the Lamborghini badge. The Datsuns have the Z badge. Bumblebee has the Volkswagen badge. However, when we got to Ironhide, we lost the Nissan badge from Ironhide. Now, initially when he came out, I just thought it was a compromise to have the Autobot symbol there. And I thought, that you can't have both. So obviously you're going to go for the Autobot symbol over a Nissan badge. It's far more iconic, and the bot mode sort of takes priority over the alt mode. But then Sunstreaker came out with the badge molded, but no badge. So yeah, I don't quite understand it. Don't get me wrong, Sunstreaker is fantastic. I love the toy. He's amazing. I just wish he had a few more real-world details in his car mode. I wish his vents were painted black, and I wish he had the badge on the nose. Now, the other thing that's come out recently, which I haven't invested in, but again, I'll discuss it and I'll explain my thoughts, is the Plus series. Now, so far they've done, from the ones that match up with my collection, they've done a Sideswipe and they've announced Prowl. I wasn't that keen, especially Sideswipe. I know he's painted. The white's painted, whereas this one's white plastic. So it's got a bit better finish, but I couldn't justify it. And then you lose the Lamborghini badge and detailing, which is something that really attracted me to the Masterpiece line. And the same with Prowl. Like, the cartoon never had the police writing on the side, the Highway Patrol, the police. I think it's more of a toy thing. However, he was obviously a police car, and I don't think that detracts from it or takes away from the cartoon accuracy too much to make him need a repaint. The biggest thing for me is probably the blue windows. From Bumblebee, although it's hard to tell, he's got blue windows, and I think he was the first one. And then Ironhide, Ratchet is very obvious, and Sunstreaker as well all have the blue windows. And the ones before that don't. Prime, Prowl, Wheeljack don't have it. However, the other one that is the curious thing is that the Inferno and Grapple don't have blue windows either. So I like where I am at the moment with my collection, and I don't feel that I have to upgrade to the Plus versions at the moment. However, something has recently come about that might be changing my mind, and that is these rumours of a version 3 Optimus Prime. And if they come out and do a version 3 Optimus Prime that's ultra cartoon accurate, and all of a sudden he's got blue windows and he's got none of that, the vehicle real world detailing, he's obviously the centerpiece of this shelf. And I think he's going to make my older car bots look a bit out of place. So now I'm tempted to pick up a Sideswipe and pre-order Prowl, but do I do it on the chance, or maybe I wait to see if they actually announce this like rumored cartoon accurate Prime? So I'm in a bit of a quandary at the moment. I think a cartoon accurate Prime would tip me because he's the centerpiece and I'd want everything else on the shelf to match with him. So if I can get a Prowl or a Sideswipe, and then hopefully, I imagine they've done Prowl, they'll be doing Blue Streak, and then hopefully a Wheeljack with the blue windows, with hopefully this grey with the sort of metallic sheen that Sunstreak has got, the grey weapons. If it all matches up, then that's going to probably be my preference. And maybe I'll keep the cars of the normal versions in alt mode, where they actually look like the legitimate cars. I think Inferno and Grapple are a good compromise, because they came with the 2 chest plates or truck like fronts. So you could have it that ultra cartoon look, or you could have it with the chrome and have it look like the real vehicle. Again, they didn't have any badges on them, which is something I would like to see. But I think it was a good compromise. But something they only did with those 2. Why not? Maybe it's just from an engineering standpoint not possible, but why not try and do it with future releases as well? We saw it a little bit with Shockwave when he came with 2 sets of stickers. Some for the cartoon logos and some for the toy logos. And again, good compromise. And obviously Grapple and Inferno came with those as well. Like the real world one had the toy logo and the cartoon one had the cartoon logo on it. So I think it's a shame that they haven't stuck with that, because they've changed the line and changed the aesthetic, and I think that really puts a few people at odds, because the collection, there's not a consistent theme and it doesn't match. So I will probably leave it there. That's my thoughts in a nutshell. If you agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. What are your thoughts about the future of the Masterpiece line? It looks like they're doing these pluses, but all the new releases seem to be coming out as a plus, in the plus sort of theme, that styling. So it looks like the plus is the way to go if you want to keep collecting this line. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'm very interested to hear. Leave a comment, and I'll definitely reply to them all. I'd like to get some discussion going. So yeah, that's it for now. I'll look forward to hearing from you guys.